Okay, so let's start. We had this little 1 minute more and we are 30. This was my today minimum target to start. So let's kick off. A super big welcome to you at our last special breakfast this year. So as usual, those of you who already joined us, I hope you have your coffee, tea, still little breakfast with you, except our speakers who have to speak at some moment. And today we are really happy to onboard a new topic, which will be regulatory or in the financial sector case, supervisory reporting. Before moving to the welcome, so just some practicalities. You are muted, or if not yet, please mute yourself and use the chat as you already started to welcome each other, get in touch, raise your or ideas, questions, or make your comments. And later on, we will dedicated question and answer session where of course you can also take the floor by raising your hand. And this time we will use for the interaction part a Slido. So you can already tap it into your mobile device, the www.slido.com. And later on we will provide you with the code so you can answer some questions. And with that, we can move on and really start. So as I said, welcome. And then just to show ourselves a bit and community for the newcomers. So this is an event of the BLSI community, which stands for Better Legislation for Smoother Implementation. And we are a growing community, a multidisciplinary community, where we work together to share good practices and co-create tools to make the implementation of legislation smoother. So interoperability also plays a bit here. And so far we had two main topics, which we already started to explore through some webinars, digital ready policymaking and legislation and technology. And we are really excited that today we just launched a third, for us, very interesting and important topic, which is streamlining regulatory reporting. So this I will just a little bit present to you, but yeah, we moved a little bit fast. So if you go back, you saw three nice ladies. I hope you were happy with us. So we are the legal interoperability team behind the community. We are working for the European Commission in the interoperability unit, and myself is Zsófia Szirányi, and you will very soon meet my colleagues Cecile and Isa in this webinar as well. So yes, now we can move to regulatory reporting. And what do we mean under this term? So, and why is it important? There will be some questions to discuss. So for us, regulatory reporting is basically, as you can see in the first bullet, a kind of definition as a periodical provision of structured or unstructured data from concerned private or public organization to competent authorities, and why? To check whether the specific requirements in the legislation are met. So this is a whole kind of cycle, the regulatory reporting cycle. It starts with setting these regulatory reporting obligations, and they are regulatory because they are set in law. Then there comes the real implementation phase through collecting the data acquisition, processing those data, meaning cleaning, also just checking the formats and really getting out the information from them. And then the last part is the data sharing. Eventually, what was the purpose? Why we wanted to present the results from the data so it can be some nicely visualized reporting at the end. And these stages concern a lot of stakeholders, public, private, and we think that, and we can move on, that it's really important to look into it, especially if we think again of the community for better legislation for smoother implementation, because our own experience suggests that eventually reporting can really cause some implementation hiccups. So if there isn't a coordinated approach for setting regulatory reporting obligation, then it can happen that sometimes the same information is collected several times simply because using of different terms, for example, the very same reporting object. And then, of course, this will create unnecessary administrative burden. And also it's interesting for a community because we are also in the legislation and technology bit, and emerging technologies may, and today we will already hear about that, simplify or just revolutionize the reporting process. And just closing with this small introduction. So what we are doing, we here, the legal interoperability team and some very enthusiastic Commission colleagues, including our present speakers, the presentators later on. So we created, or we are about to really create, a regulatory reporting community of practice within the European Commission. We are already working closely with a handful of people from various policy domains in the Commission to just pave the way to this community to happen. And we aim here in this community to really exchange lessons learned and best practices and just help each other to create coherent and consistent reporting obligations with really the hope and the intention to make the implementation simpler and less costly for all affected partners in Europe. And what is our intention? That this internal community for the Commission slowly maybe open up, but in any case, our BLSI, so the current community of better legislation for smoother implementation, where we have interested partners from various sectors, private, public, academia. So we would share our first results and ideas with you, with the broader community, and we are really happy to receive your feedback and enrich the Commission practice with your help. So that's why I encourage you to really look up this new section in our Join Up community, and we will also give a little bit of teaser of one of our first deliverable, which is some principles how to set reporting obligations later on. But with that, I hand over to Isa to guide us through the agenda of today.
Yeah, thank you, Sophia, and welcome also from my side. Yeah, we also already started with the welcome by Sophia, and then we will have DG FISMA, our colleagues, who will provide the input and really bring us into the use case of how redefining supervisory reporting requirements can really revolutionize how you do reporting. Then we will come back to us, to our legal interoperability team. We will talk about the regulatory reporting principles that we already worked out and we present on our join up space, and we also would like to discuss them with you if you think they are the right principles, and have a question and answer session around this. And then the last part, we will inform you about what's next, what's upcoming. So with this, I would like to present you also the today's speakers. So we have Bartosz Dvorak from DG FISMA and Paweł Liko, also from DG FISMA, who will explain what they are doing. And yeah, I'm already very excited because it's really cool stuff. But before starting with that, we would like to learn a bit about you, because this is also about building a community around this, around the topic. So I would like to, I know if you're up for it, for sharing the camera 1 minute, and we could all just see each other just for one little glimpse. We are having the slide I put here in the chat, the link up. The code you have to put in is VB12, and we are asking you a question about who are you. So I saw that some of you already showed your face, so we know your face, but we also know a bit about your background. And this community is a bit about bringing together the policymakers, which have maybe a legal background like I do, or maybe other backgrounds, the operational IT backgrounds, and then they are the ones, a bit the bridge builders in the middle, who know about business processes and data, bring these two worlds together. So this would be the third category that we have here. And it's nice to see that they are all represented today. And we have a nice, the two IT and policymaking, which we see a bit on both on the margins. They are equally represented. This is also a good sign, I think, for a community. So you can learn from each other. And the next question we are having would be around which organization do you come from and what are your expectations for today's session? So you need to there you need to put in some words, and this can already help our speakers to. It's also a challenge for our speakers to already see what you are looking for and why you joined the session today. So we see DG FISMA, colleagues who still want to learn more, the Hellenic Parliament. I know they are very active in legal interoperability. Commission. The Commission, very different DGs. GRC, which is within the Commission, is doing the innovation part. Eurofilling is new to me. Maybe somebody, you will take the word later and tell me about it. And maybe we can already jump to the next question about the expectations for today. So to get to know, learn, and to get to know better the instrument, learn about upcoming policy initiatives in the topic, learn about regulatory reporting and FISMA's initiatives. So you seem to already have some fame. Learn about the concrete FISMA practices, expand the horizon. Could you scroll down a bit so I can see more? Oh, up, yeah, maybe up. Learn the context of automated reporting, get inspired, and learn what's new to come in the regulatory landscape, and opening broader perspectives. So you seem to be very open to this experience. So I'm very happy. So I would jump into the content. I would propose we jump into the content, and I will give the word to Bartosz and Pavel.